There's also the dangerous animal theory, which occurs to me, which I've never said out loud, but like I'm like a trapped bear, and I get that on, and I've been sitting there and I've been getting unlucky for hours, just waiting, watching everybody else just give their money away. I mean, literally give their money away. And then some people playing good, but a lot giving it away, even the great players making mistakes. And I'm just sitting there with the patience of a saint. And then I get really unlucky. And then I'm like, God damn it. And so I have an outburst, which partly has to do with that hand, but partly has to do with the fact that like things haven't necessarily been fair at the table for that stretch hand wise. Not complaining about overall fairness. I'm rich, I'm famous, I have everything. But at the table, sometimes you feel like you deserved better, right? Deserves a bad word because I've been given, I feel like I've been given near the top of the top of
It's funny
what
you say
people are
that
given
because
in
like
life.
whenever if I win something and the next day you're like someone of your friends is like, oh man, you deserve that, congrats, and I'm like, I always am just been under the impression that like no one deserves anything in poker.
Yep.
That's just always how I've felt. I also do
Yep.
occasionally complain to the wife about running bad. Not very often, but yeah, in general, I feel the exact same way about the word deserve.
Yeah. And so you can't use the word deserve. You don't want to use it publicly. You don't really want to invoke that, but you feel like I just played 5 hours of great poker, watched everybody else make mistakes, every single player make mistakes, some tons of mistakes. And yet I'm still down to 70% of my stack or 50% of my stack in a deep tournament, let's say. And then I take a bad beat, right? And one that doesn't make sense to me. Did they not notice I didn't put any chips in for 2 hours? They just decided they were going to play King Jack. Of course, I have fucking Ace King, right? And of course, it comes a King on the flop. And if you know when they hit the Jack, I slow down. It's like I even know they have it, and I even lose the minimum when they hit their perfect card. But then I start ranting. But at that point, there's the trapped. I'm the bear, and people suddenly realize that I'm the bear, you know,
What?
and I'm a trapped animal. And so I'm very dangerous those next few hands. And so someone like you might be like, oh, Phil's going to tilt. I'm going to put him in with King Queen. Most people are like, I want to stay out of his way because he's liable to just go fucking crazy. And I'm going to fold King Queen.
If you're a trapped bear, can you assign an animal for me?
You come up with your own animal
Damn
chance.
it. All right.
But you're a bear, like you're a bear too. I mean, don't poke the bear. It's like when I'm playing in my home game and they beat me and they start teasing me about poker and I'm
That's
like,
my uncle like loves making fun of me or used to. We were playing, you know, and we'd play with our family on Thanksgiving and summer. So like we'd save up our quarters, nickels, and dimes for 6 months. And we're playing one Thanksgiving up in Wisconsin with grandma and my dad's side of the family. And I didn't win a pot all night. And we finally are doing like $5, basically you get dealt a hand and it's just like a flip. And I flip over my hand and I won and I'm so excited and I finally won a pot and my uncle slow rolled me. And keep in mind, I'm like 8 or 9 years old and I'm crying and shit. And I'm in the bathroom and I'm like, my own family. And my uncle's just drunker than a skunk. It's probably like 1 a.m. and he's like, my own family. And he's making fun of me and shit. And so like fast forward, you know, 15, 18 years and I like win my first bracelet and they still needled me. They're like, you know, the only reason you're good at poker now is because we made fun of you when you were little.
that's great.
Mm-hmm. All right, I got another question for us. So in my experience, people play differently against big names. So like for me, it's kind of like two camps. One camp is they just try to avoid you. The other camp is they try to like make some giant call or some giant bluff to own
Yeah.
you. People clearly play differently against you. How do you adjust to that?
People come up to me and they would say to me in '07 and '08 and '09, I get to tell my grandkids I played a pot against you. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I just felt like a normal person. What do you mean I get to, tell my grandkids? I wasn't really connected with who they set me up to be, who they placed me to be. You know what I mean? And so I'd be like a little uncomfortable, but okay, great. And I kept hearing that. And so I deal with different opponents. I deal with different stuff than any other player. There's no one, they don't play, they play differently against me than they do everybody else. Now that extends to a point, but then the pros, it's different. So now when I'm playing mixed games and the mixed game tournaments all summer, the 5Ks, the 10Ks, they don't see me. They're like, okay, they know that Phil's tight and they'll make an adjustment just because I'm tight, but they're not trying to beat me. They're not trying to do anything crazy. Whereas when I'm playing no limit hold'em tournaments with amateurs, they're trying more crazy things on me. They're trying, you know, it feels like to me I get a little bit of a different treatment. It's only when, you know, we're deeper in the tournament and they see how tight I play that they're like, you know what, maybe it's not playing 8-9 suited for a double against Phil because,
Yeah,
you know, now I have a chance to cash.
because he might just have
And
the
so,
tens.
yeah,
But I
so
do
there
think
is an
it's
adjustment eventually,
the early
but I think I
stages
deal
is
with,
when it like is the craziest. Because I remember it was like 2 or 3 summers ago, and I had like a pretty hot start, and then for like 2 weeks straight, like I couldn't get out of day one. Like none of my bluffs were working. Then we're playing the 3K 6 max PLO, and I get all in versus a guy for like a lot of big blinds, and he has like 12% on the flop, which is, you know, for those of you who know PLO, Parliament Omaha, it's hard to have 12%. You have to have a real shit hand. And I double up, and the guy turns around, looks at the reporter next to him, and goes, "Well, at least I made the blog." And I was like, "Wow, maybe that's why people are calling on my bluffs and shit, because they want to like have a hand where they beat me." And it like really never crossed my mind. It was like, huh. It was like a light bulb moment for me.
yeah. And as your fame grows in poker, as you win a lot of stuff, you know, then people even more so, you're a name, you know, you have a coaching site, you have all this stuff and then people, they know you, you know,
Yeah, makes sense.
and as you become known, they throw different things at you.